Sure. Yeah, I mean, why not? You're probably going to pistol armor in the next round anyway, so at least now you don't have to buy the armor. And so Cloud9 will immediately tie up this game off the back of the pistol in the second half, and so we have a very close game on our hands. Exactly what you'd want in the grand final. As Cloud9 are the ones that speed things through there on B, and you'll probably see them play fast-paced most of the game. Again, they have always been known to be fairly aggressive, and of course that pistol was no exception to the rule as they get the clean sweep. Could have been a team ace, it's just Fur didn't allow Shroud even an opportunity to go for it.
Yeah, and of course people are going to be like, oh, he's saving his Kevlar. This affords him a chance to actually get the UMP because he can go for the head armor for a cheaper price. He didn't lose any of his armor. So now they have a UMP and Kevlar as opposed to just pistols. I mean, that's quite a significant improvement. It's exactly the reason he went for that save in the first place. Now, whether it'll work out or not is an entirely different story altogether. We have to wait and see. As Cloud9 looking to maybe return the favor with some heavy drop presence.
Tirando no escuro, viado, olha lá.
We are seeing
Tirando a fumacinha ali, olha lá, matando barata.
The smoke is kind of in their face. They're supposed to make sure that there's no counter boots going on. Anyone just kind of holding the angle. Making sure that they're forced to drop back down through. Nothing in Skadoodle. Have a bit of a mid-hold here, just making sure there's no aggression going on at long or something like that. As they will now begin to group up. Cold looking to challenge directly here. Does have that CZ. It can be dangerous. The Molotovs, though, will force him out.
O cara falou que o Molotov é
Will
muito
now be able to
perigoso.
claim their prize of getting drop down room. Still taking it pretty slow, though. Don't want to give a chance at something going awry.
You can already see the difference in styles between SK and Cloud9. SK were lightning fast in their drop plays. They were already out on the site by this time, or at least trying to, whereas Cloud9 much more slow, methodical, careful, using those flashbangs, the scene effect, the headshot, excellently from Stewie 2K.
O maluco por trás, velho, ele ia pegar na pela faca. Ah, não, tem
He is
muito,
being
muito,
flanked from a player with his knife
muito
out,
como que eu
but
posso falar,
unfortunately for him, he was finished off by USP
Não
instead.
quer, mano,
Regardless, Cloud9
muito
will take the lead.
desrespeito.
Probably a bit disappointed Stu didn't let him have that.
Tá aqui.
As it will be Cloud9 taking a lead back here. Again, it's been some time since they've had it.
Automatic. Esse daqui.
And full USPs as well, so you're looking at Cloud9 to take it to your own leads. I expect to see a lot of teams actually do go for like a stack or something here, but instead SK are positioning two players high up mid so they can flank around the back of Cloud9 as soon as the call comes through. No reason to save, of course, here. They don't have Kevlars or anything, so it will just be an all-out retake. And it's very much like Mosquitoes hitting a windshield, expecting Cloud9 to just breeze through them, but
Porra, cara.
hold on for a second,
Maluco é
just
pistola
so much
mesmo.
damage on the approach, down to 18. This is where the guillotine should fall, though. And SK
O cara pegando
will be
cover atrás
bowing
da
out,
árvore aqui, ó.
and Cloud9 take it to round leads.
Tocar ele.
Like you noted, the full USP
O maluco
save in
passasse, ele
effect
já
here
ia... meteu o louco no cara.
this round, so it will be the clean sweep 3-0 to kick off the second.
Ô louco. Matou no ar, matou no ar, moleque.
And they had the 2-0 start in the first half. It was just the
Eu vi aquele
the
chute
clutch
ali.
that stopped them from getting the clean sweep to kick things off. So good on Cloud9 to find the pistols. It really has been a difference maker to have them get the lead. Immediate double AWP set up from SK Gaming.
Yep, the reason for that double
Como é
USP.
escapar?
Well, double
I'm
save,
surprised
one USP
Taco
round.
has a second op. That's definitely something to point out. Normally
Eu
it would
troco
be
em chave.
cold to have it. But I think he plays drop down room a lot now with the roster
Por que que esse
change.
cara tá com mais
So it
gold?
makes sense for Taco to have the second op.
Yeah, and of course,
O
Colzera
carinha
is
da
not
SK
bad
lá
with rifles
voando,
either.
o
He's, well and truly up to the task
Coldzera
with those
tava
weapons.
voando ali, olha que matou o
Interesting
maluco.
point that you raised. Colzera did
2x2.
manage to get a kill before he fell, now a 2-on-2, and of course this is going to cripple the economy of
Cara
SK. Even
jogando
if they win this
fumaça
round
aí,
from
ó.
here, unless they can
Depois
get their hands
morre,
on
sabe
both
por
orbs,
quê? O
it's still
maluco
going to really hurt them.
Errou.
Fallen uncharacteristically misses that
Matar o
op
amigo
shot.
ali.
One that you'd expect him to land.
Caralho!
Onto Fur.
Um shot é um kill, viado.
Puts it right
Tá
between his
X2,
eyes. There
velho.
is the issue as well with going for double up setups. It does put a lot of your players down onto the
Ah, eu
likes of
falei, né?
Headless Kevlar, Fallen, and his AWP. Realistically, chances are so slim. He's gonna fake the bomb, try and draw up one of these terrorists into the open. He will find
Nossa!
Skadoodle, but be put down for his efforts. 11-8, Cloud9 looking good.
Desrespeito, pegou a faca vermelha.
Especially since SK
Com a
now
luva
has to
roxa.
probably take a save here to make sure they get a nice full buy in the next round. Sure, there could be some
CLOUD9.
forcing going on here, and maybe we'll see a free pistol or two, but
A
shouldn't
diferença.
see that much. They'll probably just calculate what they
Tá
can
11 e 8,
afford
mano.
to put
Tem
into
como
this
virar, vixe,
without
de boa, mano.
hamstringing themselves
Não
into the
é o que
next
tá
round.
jogando?
So Cloud9 will have a great
O
chance to
seu
find
tava
a 12.
ganho já esse jogo faz hora. Time
You
inimigo.
always gotta wonder about falling with the scout though. Just something about him and the scout that just work together.
Work together.
Nothing will hold him off at the pass though at long A, forcing him to retreat. So no early damage being dealt this time around.
Very low investment into this round for SK.
Mas tá barato.
Do
como
have the kind of
sempre.
weaponry though that Cloud9 need to be very careful of. And again, I'm expecting to see more of a respectful push as opposed to an all-out brawl. Coldzera is thinking about that potential boost, and if he comes out at the right time, Automatic's a dead man. He actually has a nade right here, right now. Oh no, Automatic! His life flashed before his eyes, pardon me, and that very nearly was the end of him. That would have been a tilting moment. Instead, though, SK get the trade anyway, in much more favourable positions for Cloud9. And it's gone from bad to worse.
Ele atirou no amigo ali, ó.
Now SK are starting to fall like flies.
Caralho, velho.
Landing
O maluco
headshots
só
and doing
deu a cara
significant
ali, não
damage
abriu nem
though
um
to
pixel
their
direito
adversaries
já.
of Cloud9. Skadul's gonna land another one, and now it's down to Fur. He has a max 7. He's coming out into the open. Doesn't have
Caralho,
Kevlar,
velho.
but
Fica
both players are
1x2
very
toda
low.
hora.
Just takes a couple of shells here, and they are gonna fall down. Connects onto him. Cloud9 with a 4-round lead now. They're unbeaten on their T-Hawk.
Doodle and Shroud the saviors for Cloud9 in that round though, because that looked really rough at first, because those first battles at drop down room went SK. They had a 5-on-3. Shroud though able to come out for a couple of kills on the platform, and
Jogando batata
Skadoodle
quente ali, né?
has the hat trick, so a full house from Shroud and Skadoodle secure another round, get them by
Não
the
vai ser
low
dessa
buy in
vez, né?
SK, but SK back onto double
Não
op
vai
again.
ser
Taco
dessa
totes
vez,
the
amigo.
second op now since Colt's taken over drop down room duties in place of FNX, and Phelps gets to play over here on VIVO Taco. And last time around the double op did not really pan out for SK, but they'll give it another go. Cloud9 do make an adjustment this round. They move away from the B-centric focus to actually putting all 5 over here towards the A side.
Yeah, it does feel like pretty much all but maybe one round have been on the B side for both teams here.
Yeah, that's true.
One of the first times that we've seen A hit fully. And Fur, he's up on the headshot wall, is going to try and do what he can with the M4. Goes down, the flashes are consistently landing in and forcing Fallen into a much closer
Cara, o
angle. It's
maluco
not
da
going to help
SK
for his ult,
tá
gets picked
indo
up from
igual água,
behind.
bicho.
Automatic will execute him out. Shroud goes down to the hands of Phelps. Coldzera previously did pick himself up a kill. He's not going to get any more from the side.
Não tem como mais, não.
Now 53 seconds left, the bomb is
É
still
que tem como
transitioning
virar ainda
across
essa
to the
bagaça.
side. It's a little bit slow, but it really doesn't matter, because SK are just dropping all over the place. It's all on Taco. And again, in this situation, probably wants to
Nossa,
save.
velho.
Cloud9 are just bossing SK.
They've yet to drop around in the second half. They're really dominating. The shift to A works out well. I feel like they caught Fur in awkward space there. He was never really able to get back into a good position. When mid-slope was taken, he was just kind of stuck there. And then Fallen, you know, still had the op at long A. It felt like those two were a bit disjointed, which is rare because they've been playing together on the site for so long. But that round, something kind of broke down in the communication. That or they just didn't expect Cloud9 to get up slope that quickly. Either way,
É
they
outro
get
round de
caught
partida, vai
out.
ficar 13-8.
Cloud9 extend that lead to 13 now. They're 6 up. 5 up, I mean. Math, of course, difficult. Dealing with single-digit numbers.
It's all good. It's all good.
Será,
Either
vira
way,
nada.
whether it's 5, whether it's 6, SK
13-8,
unable to win a
bicho. Mais
single
2
CT
pontos da
round.
SKT já era aí.
Backs against the
Bro,
wall. Their
da
choice
Cloud.
of map, remember, as
SK
well.
e a SK tá em primeiro ainda.
And next up is Train for Cloud9. So SK getting a bit hot
Essa é
under
a
the
primeira da
collar.
melhor de 3.
Of course, they've been here so many times before, and they always seemingly bring it back from the ashes. There's no doubting
que
that
eles estão
Cloud9 have
tomando
a
couro,
huge
eles estão,
chance, a huge opportunity to take this map now.
I see Phelps boosted up on tree. First time SK's used this position. Really didn't see Cloud9 ever use it on the CT side either. So when you've played this many rounds of CS and tree's never really been in the picture, it definitely could catch out Cloud9. And in a situation where you don't have the idealist of buys, something gimmicky like that certainly can tilt the balance. We do see Cloud9 go back to their basic default. Taking it cautiously. Automatic knows that Coldzera's tried this boost before, so he's definitely making sure it's not going to come into play this time around.
A lot of utility expended their dust on a fake. They wanted to make SK believe that they just taken full control over drop, whereas actually the bomb is making a move over on the A side. Keep in mind there's still 40 plus seconds left. They can go for another rotation. This could be a double fake ultimately, and with Automatic already out on B long, this has been a success. They've got 3 players on A. They're biting down on this really hard, SK. They're assuming this is going to be an A hit, and nothing is keeping them interested.
Yeah, the fact that Cloud9 hasn't thrown a
Cara,
fake
olha
yet
aí,
is
SK tá indo
really
igual água,
playing
não
with
tem,
them, and the fact that they have a low buy makes them feel the need to rotate even more than maybe they normally would, and Cloud9 full capitalization of that. As you said, nothing gets to kill on A. Everything is absolutely crumbling for SK. What a well-designed round from Cloud9, and SK, they bid on all of it, and they're going to suffer the consequences.
Such a huge call by Cloud9. The double fake working perfectly. I think it's one of those kind of situations as well where you just kind of wing it and see how it goes. If they get the entry initially on Fur, they probably just all-out push A, but because it slowed down a little bit, because there was a counter smoke thrown in mid, they're like, okay guys, let's think about this. We've got time. For all we know, SK have over-rotated, which of course they had. We just go straight back to the other site. It worked a charm.
And again, it goes back to the fact that Cloud9, it's not like they double fake that often, you know what I mean? They haven't done it this game, surely, so SK think they have a good read on the situation, and Cloud9 use that to their advantage. It all comes down again to those mind games, and now Cloud9 very near map points. As again, SK are stuck on these force 5 type situations, not having all that they would like to have. I think Automatic's heard this jumping
Foi o Coldzera que matou o carinha no ar, não foi?
That's why he's putting the Molotov down, and he's gonna
Puta,
find
tomou
the
na
headshot.
cabeça o
Great
Cold,
read from
velho,
him.
olha isso.
No, there's no stilts in
Cold
Counter-Strike, so
subiu
he
em
knows
cima
there's another player
do...
around drop. And he's found his man, but Feltus will come out ahead.
Do shorter
So SK
e
maintain the
tomou
player
na cabeça,
advantage.
bicho do céu.
Solid work again though, for all the
Fallen
early
cagando
confrontation and bloodshed. There's still so much time on the board that SK can't really rest. They can't assume that it's going to be the B hit. They've got 3 players strong here. Fallen will get the drop very fortunately from his perspective as Joey was looking to his right-hand side in the hay bales. That's going to get him the free kill. And now Cloud9 are forced into a more aggressive push. Right down mid. There's a headshot. Nothing continues to stride.
Olha isso,
Continues to
velho.
perform so well in this map. He's 28 and 13 now. He gets put down from Phelps. And Shroud on the cross is looking for a headshot. Gets the spray. He'll take that instead. Has control of the bomb. Seems to think someone's long now. There was before, but that is Fallen who's made a move all the way around the side of mid.
Crowd did see him though, so now he
Short
knows
vai
what's
levar
up
geral,
against.
quer ver?
Yeah. There's 2 angles, and that is
Caralho,
so
primeiro
smart by
ponto
Taco. The
depois
call
de
came
anos,
through,
velho.
spray through the wood. If nothing else, it's gonna screw
Cara,
with the
como que
focus
vira
of
essa
Shroud,
merda?
and
14,
SK
9.
do just about hold on for dear life.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nothing put so much focus on spamming the fence, thinking Fallen might be there with the Mag 7 that he
Bom que
really
essa é a
just threw
primeira
caution to the
da
wind on any other position and it gets
melhor de
punished
3.
for it. He actually had a chance to reel that
Esse
back
capa
in.
em
If
primeiro.
he just focuses on door and crosses into sight and gets the bomb planted, maybe they have a chance there, but he felt like he had the read on Fallen. He was a little bit off, and despite the fact that Fallen only gets 1 kill in the round, he causes the death of 2 other players basically by, you know, giving that sense of fear that he would be right around the corner. And then he even just kept, you know, Shroud distracted at the middle slope, so finding ways to have use outside of just fragging.
Caralho, não.
Cloud9 still onto a nice
Molotov não
comfortable
pegou no
full
caninha
buy.
ali no
Looking
canto.
to get risky here.
Nossa, velho, olha
I thought that
isso.
was going to work when the
Olha,
original spray came through from Taco. They wouldn't expect a second player to be up in their face. But the
Automático
trade
levando
has simply
geral.
not worked out for them. Both
só
their
subir nas
B-long
costas.
defenders, or aggressive in this case, they're both
É muito ridículo, mano.
so quick to push in.
Era pra aquele
Has meant
vídeo.
SK have now got to be so thinly packed across the map. Coldzera is going to go for 1 and a second. That is
Coldzera.
massive for SK. This now brings them back into a much more comfortable position. And meanwhile, Fur is flanking his way round the side. He's going to walk
Roda, mano. O nosso PC é maravilhoso. Juro pra vocês. Roda qualquer merda nele aqui.
And again, this is where they can play the mind games. They're assuming at least 1 SK member will go across to A. And in doing so, they may just bunch together and push B instead.
Se quiser jogar
Coldzera still
CS, qual outro jogo? LOL, se quiser roda nele.
3 smokes put down.
Até os jogos mais atuais que tá rodando.
I do wonder if that's bugged actually. I think that may very well be
O
bugged.
problema só é a
Here they come
memória
through.
RAM.
18
Resto tá
seconds
tranquilo.
left. Coldzera spots himself a player, converts into a frag, and now Cloud9 only have 12 seconds. They've got to go through for this one. Coldzera could be about to pull off another masterpiece. There's another one. He's on for the 8th actually. He's got a 4K so far. And Stewie's forced down to the open. Oh no, Stewie!
Meu Deus, velho, olha isso.
SK line up, and they get the sausage. Stewie, 4K, 15 to 9. Cloud9 on the brink of taking that one.
That is so crazy. It comes down to that moment. Just 3 seconds separates map point from Cloud9 and SK getting to double digits and holding them off just a bit longer. It's all comes down to the Stewie 2K lineup. You described it perfectly. Not much more I can add to it. All that's really the focus now is whether or not SK with an even lower buy are going to be able to stick around in this map. This was their pick. We talked about how it was common ground, though, and Cloud9 have proven that and some. They have a great lead now, and with the buy that they have and what SK have to work with, they are in great position to get the 1-0 series lead and move on to their pick of Train. Again, Cloud9 with the slow opening.
Dude, he must be wondering, what the hell else do I have to do? I got a 4K, like from separate angles, effectively winning all the trades that are put up against me. We still lose, of course. I mean, that's just got to hurt. Deep in the fields. And as you highlighted, Dust, SK, I mean, they're onto nothing. They have such a little amount invested into this round because that's all they had. It's all the money they had in the world.
And the form just hasn't been there like it has been for Cloud9 when it comes to winning duels on a consistent basis. As Cloud9 now looking to finish the job, knocking on the door of that B-bomb site. Phelps up close, does at least get one out of this. And they are winning all the trades, actually. They come out on top.
Problem for
Those
Fallen,
leads
though,
are
is he's
open,
all
huh?
by himself. He's bully no mates out on the site. He's still got to wait quite a while before
Fair-
Fur
o
is able
Feio-
to rotate himself all the way around
tá
the back.
de-
He's
não.
getting closer and closer, though. Every second, the automatic waste is another one where Fur starts to get brought into the play. Skadoodle, 20 seconds left. This is doable for SK.
Skadoodle.
They've already broken the hearts of Cloud9 of SK a couple times, but Skadoodle's going to get caught with the bomb out.
Tá virando.
SK will
Devagar,
salvage
mas tá,
one.
né?
Another needed 5 rounds for them to get back into overtime.
Indeed, so Fur on the flank keeps SK alive for a bit longer. They're even able to carry over an AK-47 from that round, so that gives them a little bit more firepower. And every penny counts for SK as they have to march forward 5 more rounds of force in overtime, and obviously funds are low.
Se SK
given
ganhar,
how
eu vou
things have
sortear.
played
O
out.
que eu posso sortear? Escolhe qualquer coisa aí. O que você quer
See
ganhar?
some aggression from SK all across
Você
the
quer uma
map,
skin
and
da
Shroud
cara do
absolutely
Fallen?
demolishes
Se SK
Phelps
ganhar, eu sorteio uma skin da cara do
as
Fallen.
he was going for the peak underlong
Eu
V.
tô falando aqui, ó, ao
Fallen also
vivo,
looking
pode
for a pick
gravar,
with
pode
AWP
enfiar na
out
bunda
long,
se
but he's
quiser.
not
Se
gonna find
SK
anything.
ganhar
Everyone from
uma
C9 has
skin
shuffled through
da
Dragon
cara
Lord
do Fallen.
over towards this B side of the map. They know they have the man advantage here.
Certainly do. You can see that SK trying to spam their way through the smoke, see if they can get a bit fortunate with a few heads lining up. Not going to be happening just yet, just chunking away. 25 health for 3 players. That's not enough to really deter this push. Especially knowing there's going to be a weakened defense. And just look at this, it's raining smokes onto the site, flashes, mollies, the kitchen sink, everything has been pushed onto the play. And it's going to be Taco from the alcove, the first time they've used this angle, and he's almost spoiled for choice as to which player he fires at first. SK do have the advantage, which, considering they lost the first player, is a miracle in itself, and Fallen has read this perfectly. Automatic has the bomb, has time to go for a rotation, and it's just watching the angle. He has no reason to move here, Fallen, because his teammate's already on the site. Coldzera has it locked down. There's very little chance that he's pushed past him in the likes of drop, and now that Molotov has landed on B long, they know exactly what his intentions are going to be. As he pushes through here, Fallen's now going to come down into drop, and will cordon off the area. Very intelligent play by SK, 15-11.
Also smart from Automatic. I like what he did there. He forced Fallen to have to go through drop if he wanted to be there to support Coldzera, or he was going to get a 1v1 against Cold. Unfortunately for him, he just didn't find the frags. But again, Cloud9 spent so much utility isolating the site, but they couldn't break the site because of the alcove position. You mentioned they had to deal with the guy at Broken Wall who caught all their attention, and that allowed the guy to just kind of be in the snake in the grass there in the back and just shut it down. And so SK now have 11. They've actually forced SK, including Cloud9, to tap out a little bit here. There will just be upgraded pistols and armor in this round, so they won't have their AKs. Their funds have finally been drained after the massive winning streak. They also did have their economy reset once here in the 24th round, so that's also playing into things a bit. And so all of a sudden, SK's chances of forcing an overtime are not so low, a percentage chance. I mean, they definitely have an effort here that could work out.
Just as soon as you think that maybe SK can drag themselves back into this one, it's all about the Tech 9s. They are going to get mowed down from the backside though. Fur and Phelps going
tá
to town
vacilando, hein, velho.
with another one. SK, all right, 3 more rounds required. Said before that the
Ela tá
veterans, they've been
vacilando,
here
mas tá
before
conseguindo
a number of times.
pura cagada.
Not out of this just yet. Cloud9 will have another purchase though.
They're going to take a timeout to talk about it a little bit, see what's the best approach here. There's definitely enough money for an AWP to come out for Skadoodle. They're going to have full utility, full AKs, everything they could really want. So they have all the utility at
Olha
their
o Nothing,
disposal.
velho. 29-4.
The ideal buy for Cloud9, but it's just about what they want to do with it. A lot of the time, they've
29
actually
aqui, ó,
played it
Nothing.
pretty slow, which is
29,
surprising
4.
considering Cloud9 are usually so
16,
explosive.
yes.
It usually is. Their comfort zone is just
Assist-
thriving in the
kill,
chaos. You know, you have this doing automatic
assistência.
entry combo. You have a guy like Nothing that even though he's a lurker, he likes to
29 pra
be
16, viado.
very assertive.
Fallen tá 13
And
pra
though
18.
Shroud usually is the guy
Tá
who just
com
holds
20 pra
angles and
20.
kind of takes things a bit slower pace, a lot of peripheral rolls, when he does get
Nothing tá
kicked
carregando
into
geral
gear,
ali,
he
parece.
definitely can be
Pô,
a
só
great
ele
entry
tem-
type fragger when he wants to be. So
O resto tá
they
50,
could go to
50.
that now. I mean, that might be the decision they decide to make, is change the pace a bit, as a lot of this has been slower
Right, Emil.
defaults this afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. That's where we saw them shine on the train T side, right? When they were playing super aggressive, they're just bursting out the likes of outside and B. So, yeah, maybe that is the go-to strat now. Be more aggressive, be more up in the face,
The
and
threat
try and
setup.
barrel through.
We saw SK run this in the first half. Again, it's definitely a play everyone's very familiar with. But I love these incendiaries from SK. It puts so much pressure on long B to peak with, but unfortunately, Phelps only gets one from it. I think you needed more out of that to make it worth it.
Gotta love the idea though, right? Just cause chaos and then try and finish off. While
This is
Cloud9
going to sell the fake
scratching
so
heads.
well. Everyone's still here. They're at home at B. Even Fallen's thinking about rotating. Now they know what's up, though. And Fur's able to get over here as well.
It's like one of those things where every second that fades makes
Tô
it less and
avisando,
less
se
likely
se
that
a
the B hit was
SK
coming in,
ganhar,
and they
eu
decide to
vou
hold the
dar
ground instead.
a skin da
Replaying
K
three.
do Fallen.
55 seconds left. First
See.
on the site. Doesn't give him too much room for error, but they do have a crossfire with Cold Zera being established. Fallen though has been bowed out of this round. Fur deciding that he wants to take a different angle. They go up, he's been spotted, but the position has been compromised. They're throwing that Molotov almost instantly, and now Fur has to run away. He's still being burnt alive though. Even though he jumped down, somehow the Molotov decided to follow him. And Cold Zera now is the next up on the chopping
Nossa,
block,
olha.
but the hunter becomes the
Os caras
hunted
focam no
as he does
close.
thread the headshot
Foca
onto
no-
Stewie.
no-
The bomb's gonna get
Não,
planted.
já não, já
on the
levaram
site.
Nothing faz
Now
hora, agora
Automatic
que
and
vê.
Skadoodle have to try and fend off this retake. Quell the aggression from both Taco and Cold Zera, who are breathing down the next. SK want to get this comeback underway. They want to hold on to their map for dear life. And Cloud9 on the brink of taking
Não,
it.
tá 2x2,
Automatic
2x2.
still staying on the site, seeing the shadow of Cold Zera, seen his
2x2.
shin as he moves by. And
Nossa,
with a huge
velho.
kill. That could be the final nail on
Se
the
o cara
coffin.
levar os dois, eu
Got it lining
desarmar,
up in
não,
just a few
não, já era.
moments' time, and Skadoodle lands it onto Cold Zera. And Cloud9 have done it. They've taken Cobblestone away from SK.
Gadoodle with a massive play. Even though the fake didn't really work out the way they wanted to, their pressure at platform got shut down, and SK really figured out what was happening. Were able to rotate back into A, but Skadoodle's op made it not matter. He killed Fallen
Caramba.
right away. He winds up finishing off the final 2 kills as well. Patrick and SK concede Cobblestone for the first time with this 5. That's a really key storyline to point out. They were 12-0 on
Vou
Cobble,
deixar aqui no chat,
and
ó.
Cloud9 have
Se
put the blemish
SK
on the record.
ganhar,
They've taken the first victory off of this 5
vou
on Cobble, and they do it in the grand
sortear.
finals here in the Super Invitational. Really well done.
skin.
And again, folks, you can get yourself something as well. If you'd like to get in on this giveaway, please do so. Valued at $2,500. You have the PC all decked out. You got the Logitech peripherals. You got the Asus monitor. Great stuff. Be sure to click the graphic down below to get involved on that, as well as give your feedback to Subaru. using the hashtag Subaru Invitational. Let them know what you think about the tournament, what you like to see from them next. As that was quite the victory from C9, a bold statement to take that away from SK on their home soil.
An incredible map where Cloud9 are on the brink now of maybe being crowned the Subaru Invitational champions, but we'll find out if they can pull it off after this short commercial break. They'll be jumping straight into train. We'll be right back.
Love.
I got you.
It's being there when you're needed most. Love is knowing
That's the one.
it was meant to be. And love always keeps you safe.
We're fine.
Love is why we built a car you can trust, now and for a long time to come. The all-new Subaru Impreza sedan and 5-door. A car you can love, no matter what road you're on. The Subaru Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Hey bud, you need some help?
No, I'm good. Come on, Mom. I have to go.
We always trusted our Subaru Impreza would be there for him someday. That's it. We just didn't think someday would come so fast. See you later, Mo.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Impreza. The longest-lasting vehicle in its class. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
All right, guys, for what could be the final time in the Subaru Invitational, we are back live on train Cloud9. A huge surprise, a shock to all, but I'm sure themselves. They have tarnished the reputation of SK and Cobblestone and knocked them down a peg or two. Now they move to train their choice of map, and are just one map away from potentially winning this whole thing. Myself and Dust bringing the action once more, as SK will be starting on the CT side.
Yeah, again, it's great for C9 to be the ones to deliver the first blow to SK on Cobble. Again, they were undefeated up until that point, and it comes at just the right time in the grand finals of this tournament. What a proper way to do it with this on the line. Cloud9, like I said, getting this on the T side, and of course, it's Stewie already just running out into Olaf, but he's going to be the snake in the grass. It's really going to be an inner hit this whole time. He's just trying to see what pressure he can create by himself, and so far, it's a good amount.
Surprisingly, Taco did not expect there to be any more players after shooting on the cross and landing himself a kill. SK, though, have somewhat stabilized for a few more moments before Automatic goes in and domes Phelps. Fallen will come back with a kill of his own, avenging his fallen compadre. And now Shrouds in a 1-on-2. Fur is exceptionally low. This is where the Glock can be so powerful, so deadly. And he's working the train in perfect position. There's the first Shroud on the brink of clutching this round out. Fallen's going to just try and tap the sight and lands the shot. Intelligent play, but more importantly, precision in aim. If he misses that, Shroud had an opportunity to stop him defusing, and it was very close to detonating, but SK do pick it up.
Yeah, Fallen having the kick is in the luxury of being able to toy around with Shroud a little bit there. He taps the bomb, he forces Shroud to have to spam the smoke to stop the defuse, and it gives him the ability to kind of move out and just finish the job. A well-crafted round by C9. It's just that I think the upper push and enter kind of let SK know what was up, and so no matter what Stewie did in the outer, they were never going to be fooled, and they were always going to be able to rotate the way they needed to.
That's one way of starting the second map after a disappointing first one. Fallen was pretty absent as well on that first map, so they get a 3K and a clutch I'm sure is going to make him feel pretty good about things. Deagles in play, 3 of them to be precise, and the P250 with a Glock. Of course, Gadoodle not really investing anything into this as he is the AWPer. Automatic's going to lose his Deagle and his life in the process. And now Cloud9 is going to be hoping for some crazy one-taps to get themselves onto the site. Otherwise, SK will take a 2-0 lead. coldzera not too far away from being on the receiving end of a battering courtesy of Nothing. He was by far the star player of Cloud9 on that first map. Ended with just shy of a 30. Can't get the damage done. coldzera will be able to escape with 9 health, but now it's all or nothing, and they have spotted his position. So, if Nothing gets more than a kill out of this, it would be impressive. Won't be happening. SK retain all 5 players.
A clean victory there for SK. Even the ability to keep these UMPs going to farm more cash. Obviously, Fur with his trusty MP9. Such a nuisance on Mirage, in particular on the A side of the map, but also can put it to use at ladder room. It's kind of the trademark position for Fur on this map. That's the big thing about SK now on the CT side of Train, is the fact that you can do these aggressive outer yards with us with Fur and Phelps. 2 very aggressive prone riflers who like to play in forward positions. You can double up on T-Con, ladder, E-box, things like that, and really choke and suffocate a team trying to find space. But Automatic did creep out, so he will get to jump onto Fur. Phelps, though, with a great response, so at least keep it somewhat even.
Good shot by Fallen. Dispatches Skadoodle. And you assume that there's going to be quite a lot of bloodshed between those two as this map goes on. The early doors, Fallen does have the upper hands. Nothing's able to just maneuver his way onto the site and get the bomb down for free. There's no one around Pop Dog, so this is going to be a plant. And a finalized one at that. Now, Automatic and Nothing have to somehow rummage together this post-plant defense. Automatic looking into Pop Dog, Nothing up onto the green train. They have their angles covered, and unbeknownst to them, all 3 players are going to be coming from roughly the same area. Fallen has spotted the head of Nothing as it just peeks up over the train. There is a Molotov in play for Taco, and he's going to need to throw that sooner rather than later. As now Automatic's going to go to task. He's been volleyed off, and here comes the spray, and Nothing and Automatic are going to get the flawless retake hold under their belt. Cloud9 do pick up the round in style.
Big round from Automatic. It really started with him being able to sneak out into Olaf. I don't think Fur anticipated that at all. And that really got the jump on SK. There was a great recovery from Phelps and Fallen, sure. but nothing in automatic stick around to close things off. They pull off the 2v3 clutch, and they get their first round on the board. SK will buy back up, but again, a bit limited. A lot of UMPs involved in this mix, but Fallen still has the op, and that certainly is beneficial.
Will break the deadlock early on in round 4. It's important that Cloud9 can keep that momentum after winning. They keep going in winning ways, and Shroud does come down into Pop Dog. But Phelps is laid in wait with open arms. And Shroud will not be escaping with his scout. Instead, Shui goes for the spray, but Phelps is not going to fall for that. He's already moved out and relocated. Shui will take him down afterwards. Didn't quite spot that, but I assume that Phelps went back in for seconds and got caught napping. Fallen gets caught from the side, and what is happening here is nothing goes for another one. He just walks straight out. All guns blazing. 2 players fall by his feet. And nothing continues to be the Terminator for Cloud9. He fears no man. There's another trade that goes his way. This time, though, coldzera was at least shooting back. And it's good to see that nothing hasn't slowed down from that first map performance. 2-2.
The big detail there that may have been missed is the fact that coldzera was playing Ivy, but he just happened to angle out at the wrong time, because nothing literally finds the perfect window of just maybe a couple of seconds to slip out of Ivy and get into the outer yard without coldzera noticing and being able to communicate it over to his teammates, which means he just blindsides 2 players in the yard and cracks that open. And now C9 tie up the game. SK have to take a save here. Cloud9 could now look to take the lead right away. We do already have Stu out with Shroud taking this outer yard, and everything has been pretty clean thus far. Stu takes some damage, sure, but still no casualties suffered, and it will be the clean sweep, as C9 have won the last 3 rounds in a row.
In style at that, including a 2-on-3 hold after the plant into a brisk play from nothing. That was the easiest of the rounds, but SK, they're not out of the woods just yet. I mean, their economy is still in dire straits. They're looking at a UMP and a scout and not much else, just to equalize the economy. This does afford them a decent buy in the next round, but Cloud9 now, they have the start of this map in the palm of their hand.
And Stu slips out again at Olaf. So again, he might be able to poke and prod a little bit here over towards the Ivy angle as he does sniff out. Fallen does a lot of damage down to 7 HP. Softening up the underbelly of SK's defense here in the outer yard. And even good find Fur dancing through all these smokes.
Taco's going to go down. Yeah, Fallen is very low. coldzera is put down in his place, and Stewie is just having a field day out. Fallen finally will go down to a Molotov, a stray Molotov at that, and Stewie somehow lives to fight another day after running out of ammunition. Very nearly cost him his life, but Cloud9 for the 2nd consecutive time will be picking up the round without any losses.
And Stewie created so much pressure by himself. He held everyone in outer yard, and it was all the ruse for C9 to slip into a very undefended inner bomb site. And so now that's 4 in a row for C9. SK are finally able to buy back into it, and they're going to have the double AWP.
Yep, that is the reason for the previous couple of weak rounds, so they could get their hands on 2 sniper rifles. Bit of early damage inflicted to the T-main push. coldzera's going to burn quite a bit if he's not careful. Moving to the box, I'm not sure Shroud realizes this, and if coldzera goes down for another peek, that could be curtains. Fur comes through, they line up for him. I'm sure he got wide-eyed at that one, assuming that he would have a whole bunch of kills, but only 1 comes to his name. Still information will be gathered. That smoke, though, for all Phelps realizes, could be Cloud9 retreating out of T-mains. That
And Shroud
now
took down Cold's op, Metis. That's massive. That AWP's off the board, and they had the mana advantage because of Shroud's efforts. That was off-camera. Just wanted to point that out. Have a substantial impact going forward now, as this really makes things a lot more difficult on SK to move across the map. Taco luckily able to get the kill and get the AWP back.
Unfortunately for SK, they're able to get some more trades going their way. Skadoodle gonna miss, and Fallen will not make the same mistake. 3-4 was looking good for Cloud9 for a few moments there with the early trades, but then SK just woke up from their slumber.
Yeah, great response by Taco and Inner Halls to slow down Shroud, get the AWP back so they still have the double op set up in this round. Also good play from Phelps inside ladder room, really shut down C9 coming out of T-Connector, despite the fact that some of the early exchanges did not go SK's way.
Full orbs in play. 2 apiece for Automatic this time is the player to play very aggressive through and team main. That molly is not going to spread to him. And in the meanwhile, the player that's pushing up on the train will be found out. As Automatic, it almost baited them into a false sense of security, seeing that Molotov go down outside of team main. They assumed it would be a brick wall. Automatic was having none of it, and another opening pick goes the way of Cloud9.
Yeah, they're going to have the instant 5-on-4. They're already starting to get a little bit of position here towards outer. They have Shroud right above ladder. They have nothing still putting presence at Ivy. They haven't committed to actually taking into anything yet. See, the thing is with Train, there's really no way just to take straight up map control without also entering a site, right? Like, if you take Ivy control, you're basically into the outer yard. If you take Brown Hall's control, I mean, that usually isn't really trying to be captured by CTs anyway. It's not like there's like a mid or something that you could take control of it and use it as a launching pad. Like, whatever you're doing, you're going into a site.
Well, speaking of going into the site, seems like Cloud9 have got their eye set on B. Stewie's going to be first in to check up on the catwalk side with his AWP. Coldzera is going to dismantle Automatic, and Stewie has got himself a pick. That's going to alleviate some of the pressure on the site. Now Taco's on the side by himself, but not for too much longer as Stewie takes him down. And Fallen has to seriously think about whether he wants to go for this retake or not. Pushing out in the Molotov has already put him down to 39, but he's trying to bank on the idea that they're not expecting him to be out this fast, so he can get at least one pick before they realize where he is. The problem with that is Stewie has the reactions of a god and just flicks off the head of Fallen.
So that clean sweep by SK at the start has been responded to by Cloud9 in a big way, and now the money for SK has been reset. It's probably the most crippling thing, and they were doing double op, so that was spending a lot of money when they were winning rounds, or round, I should say. And so they're actually going to force up around it, knowing that they're going to have to full save next round no matter what. At least this gives them a chance to avoid that by maybe winning around these UMPs. And Taco draws first blood on the Brown Halls push, quickly traded by Shroud. And so C9 know what they're up against. They know what the benefits are now of winning this round. They know if they can take this 7-3 is so likely. This is a 2-for-1 deal for Cloud9.
Too much to play against in terms of firepower. UMPs and CZs. 2 flashes, no kits, and time to burn. Phelps is going to be feeling like he needs to push up here. The downside of doing this, though, is if he misses out on this opportunity, he is going to fall down. Automatic is going to switch to a nade. It costs him his life, but no further casualties will be forthcoming for the time being. Fur's going to play the close angle on the train. I love this position. The Corvator came through. He sees the shadow, and Shroud probably is going to be a dead man any second now. And to make matters worse, the bomb's been thrown out on the first side of the bomb. The site is actually working against Cloud9. It's blocking off their vision. They cannot see anything. And Skadoodle's going to go all out with his Tech 9. Is tapping at range. Coldzera's going to fall to the Tech 9 of Stewie. And Cloud9 will pick up a 6th, but that was way too close for comfort.
Surely. I mean, yeah, SK did put a lot into that round to give themselves a chance, and they almost got it, but Cloud9 hold it off, and again, this is their reward. A round where SK have really nothing they can buy into this. It'll just be the 250s coming out on a few players. Fallen, of course, will just USP. He wants to make sure he can get that AWP out in the next round. So this should really just be an easy round for Cloud9. They really shouldn't have too much trouble dealing with this. Shouldn't the keyword, of course.
Yeah. Often you can see our should doesn't really mean too much. As it's just been highlighted by Fallen going in and landing a USP headshot to Automatic. And the second kills came down. Fallen's going to use the AK against the terrorists. And keep in mind that he's on full health. There's no kill flow though for the CTs across the board. So it's all well and good getting the weapon away. This is where aim punch is going to start to be an enemy as well. On top of Shroud, nothing in Stewie. Nothing's going to try and push his way through Connector. No one's home, but it is going to be a bit of information gathered for the rest of his team. And although the bomb is dropped, it is salvageable for Cloud9. Nothing's going to get a peek from Phelps, and the AWP is going to work against Cloud9 too. SK came into this round with basically nothing, and they are on the brink of breaking Cloud9 in this.
3 250s and a 5-7's all it took. And it was a USP that dealt the first kill from Fallen. And so you got past the hard part of winning the force buy in the last round. This should be basically your just desserts round. You've got past the main course, and now all of a sudden, they're in a 2 versus 4. Phelps has an AWP in play. The AK's still out on Fallen. He's already gotten 2 kills on the round. Time is a huge factor now. They already have great positioning for Inner. This couldn't have gone worse for Cloud9.
And to make matters worse, Phelps has got himself another pick. Chewy's going to fake the bomb. See if he can throw out some of these CTs. And he will get what he asked for. Taco with a 5-7. Not only have SK won the round, they only lose 1 player. This is going to boom their economy up several notches. Cloud9 have let a begging chance go wanting.
Yeah, that is devastating that Cloud9 loses a round like that. Again, they were so well set up to just extend the lead. And instead, they're going to see SK coming up to them a lot faster than they hoped for. Double AWP in effect for both teams, actually. Again, you don't see W on T-side train that often. As Stu's looking for the pick here against Fallen, he's not going to find it. Fallen will instead back away with the advantage, but look at the response from C9.
Phelps caught in 2 minds as to whether look at T-Main or Pop Dog. Watching the outsides of the smoke. Turning his back on it is dangerous, but he knew that another smoke was being thrown down from his teammate. 3 playing 3. Very centralized defense by SK and sweeper rolls, so if either side is forced, they can quickly rotate as a trio. Molotov, a couple flashes. Here comes the peek. Taco gets tagged but not put down. That could be so important. Going through to the latter stage of this round as Phelps comes through with the A4. Finally, Taco will be finished off. And Skadoo's going to get traded out with Phelps, who runs by with a P250. The reason so many people get triggered by this weapon, it just bested nothing with full Kevlar and an AK. And just put Cloud9 down into an eco.
So here we're seeing the response from SK. They've won the last 2 rounds in a row. They finally have Cloud9's back against the wall money-wise. They're going to have a great chance to tie this thing up as Cloud9 only can rely upon some upgraded pistols and just a sparse amount of utility in this round. No armor to back anybody up, and Cold's already found Shroud.
Again, you can't help but go back to that moment with the P250s and the 5-7. Could that be the moment where SK clawed their way back in? Cloud9 were looking favourites to take something like a 4-8 lead.
Yeah.
And yet here we are, nearly all even.
Definitely hurts as now Cloud9 the best they can hope for just to try to get these flashes in the inner and look for a bomb plant, but Taco's playing up close. He's not going to allow that to happen. They get stuck on the barrel, and Taco lights them up, so no bomb plant will be found here for C9. No extra money coming through. Nothing? Oh, maybe he has a chance. As soon as I say that, of course, he gets a bomb plant. Well, there you go. Caster's curse, of course.
To be fair to you, though, he really shouldn't be getting that bomb plant. I think that's the key thing. They may be a bit worried that nothing would take a few more heads off and make it a really costly round, but credit to him, he's 13-7. He's continued to apply that pressure from the first map. Does allow Cloud9 a bit of a better buy here. As a result of the bomb plant, can afford an AWP. I mean, they could even afford 2 if they so choose. They went for double AWP earlier. I don't expect to see that again here. And actually, Skadoodle goes for an AK. He could have afforded an AWP with Kevlar, but goes for full AK purchase. Could suggest we're going to see a fast execute.
We do see a lot of gathering of the forces of C9 here in the Brown Halls right off the bat. No focus at T-Con or Ivy at all. All their eggs are in this basket right off the top. Good incendiaries, though, from SK are slowing things down just a bit. Burr has a forward position on top of the ladder as well. Cold will play a little bit more back as he has an AWP at Z connector.
Could be a call from Cloud9 expecting the double ups to be in play. And as a result, they can get that fast, rapid execute into the face of SK. It's where the double ups could struggle. And here we go. I think that green light's about to be punched in. Looking to stack up outside of the smoke. Shroud did have a flashbang out. Looks like they're going to start to push right here, right now. Fur could be the key man. No one's came up the top side of the catwalk, so he can actually just stand up here for as long as he wants. He can throw the Molotov down onto the site as well, which could very well stop the plan. This has been an absolute train wreck so far. The bomb's gone down, but surely now SK are in prime position to strike, or maybe not. Phelps has been traded out. Nothing automatic are coming through with kills, and all the trades are going the way of Cloud9. It was a very odd decision, but it seems like it's going to work out after all. Fallen, we've seen him clutch these before. It's just so unlikely that he can do it again, considering the positions, and nothing. Did he just land a headshot in midair?
And Indeed, he did. He was also vital because he pushed so deep into the inner bomb site while everything else was popping off. He gets the kill on the Zeke Hunter player for free. He was kind of the insurance policy. Even though Fur was causing a lot of trouble from the upper ladder position and buying time, the fact that nothing got through the back end of the inner yard really helped things along for C9. So they will find their 7th round. Finally, a response to SK, who had that little streak going there. And money's starting to get low for SK. So if Cloud9 can take this, maybe 9-6 is still a possibility, which would be pretty good to recover after kind of a little bit of a mishap there in that 10th round that we talked about. As Cloud9 will be back to slowing things down again, not looking to do any type of heavy, aggressive push right off the top, looking to take it a little bit more passively, about as default as it gets for this team. The only difference is Ska has that op into inner halls. He knows that there's been a tendency for SK to actually push up there a little bit, so he wants to try to counter that, but not going to find it this time.
Instead, he wins the race. Cloud9 tossing out the smokes. They actually aren't going to push directly behind it. We have the benefit of being able to see that 3 of them are moving up towards the Ivy side with the bomb. Of course, SK still in the edge of their seat, wondering what's about to come at them. Snaking their way down Ivy. No one's here. Plus, no one's watching it just yet. They do have Cold Zero, but he's only got a FAMAS to his name.
He's got the passive angle. Phelps is pushed up in the ladder, though, so depending on how this battle goes with Shroud, he could still be a factor later on, even if Cloud9 get through Ivy. So there's a couple of fail-safes in place for SK, and Fallen's AWP will be the first one to land the mark.
Colzera will get the kill. Fallen comes through with one of his own, nothing trying to spray through the smoke. Slightly too far to the left-hand side, and now Shroud is taking pot shots wherever he can. 10 seconds left, nothing. And a spray back through once again. Isn't too far off of landing another one, but this round is laid to rest. It's done. It's over. Cloud9 will be neck and neck at 7 apiece. It looks like nothing will be able to save his AK going through into the last round. We'll boss there by a little bit more, but we are dead even.
So while there wasn't anyone in back halls or right outside of Ivy, the fact that Phelps had a good forward position allowed Fallen the freedom to focus at AWP on Ivy. Just get an angle where you wouldn't be exposed to T-Con and be able to handle that. Cold also had a great position, so it was just kind of like, maybe giving a little bit of space away, but making sure they had the angles to stop any type of push into the outer yard itself. And now it's the last round of the half. It's a close race right now at 7-all. And Fallen, he's found the first pick here at Ivy. Cold mops up the rest of it. The heavy Ivy push from Cloud9. Oh my goodness, it's already over. There was nothing to be found for Cloud9 in that round. They were trying to get a little bit more passive, but they ran up against a brick wall of SK playing aggressively. And that's it.
They just ran into a wall of Brazilians.
That they made Cloud9 pay for, yeah.
Exactly. Now Cloud9, only 1 round behind, going through into their CT side. Of course, they are still in a really solid position. Regardless of who wins this pistol, they're still in it, of course. We're not in kind of like 11-4, 12-3 score where the pistol's everything. But so close. And keep in mind, if you just joined us, the Cloud9 took down SK on their choice of map of Cobblestone.
Indeed, then just to remind you guys, as this might be one of the final times you'll have a chance to know this, we do have a giveaway going on, so be sure to click the graphic down below on the Twitch page as we have a PC set up, as well as launch peripherals and an Asus monitor, valued at around $2,500 available. So just make sure you get down there, click the link, get in on the giveaway. It takes no time at all. Also giving away a bunch of mouse pads as well, so there's definitely a lot to be won out there if you want to get involved. Also, be sure to give Subaru your feedback on Twitter. Hashtag Subaru Invitational is the best way to reach out to them. Let them know what you think, as it's been quite a fun tournament, and this semifinal matchup that we saw right before this, the Cloud9 CLG, was quite good, particularly that first map, and now this final so far has shaped up well. Cobblestone was really cool. So a little bit of history made, SK losing their first time on Cobble with their full 5 since Phelps joined. Cloud9 taking a 1-map advantage in the best of 3 in the grand finals that maybe people didn't expect, and now they have a chance still to 2-0 the series. I mean, they're not too far off of SK.
Certainly not. And going through onto their CT side too. Thing is though, Skadoodle's on 3 and 10. That's going to have to change here. He's by far and away the least of the impactful AWPers. I mean, Ball's on 15 frags. So if Skadoodle doesn't show up in the second half, things could get messy real fast. We could be heading to Inferno. But let's see what SK have in store for this pistol. Bit of utility on Fallen. He's already thrown out his smoke and one of his flashes. Make that a second one automatic. Cannot see a single thing. Now the snowstorm is dissipated and he's able to open up and get some frags for himself. Automatic with one. Looking for a second. He's going to connect that one as well, but finally gets put down. Skadoodle, who's up on the catwalk, unable to help his teammate out. They have the player advantage. They still have control of the defuse kit. But it's all about this flash into connector attack. Oh, it's going to try and put them both down. Didn't quite get it done. That could have been the moment where SK took this round and ran with it. Instead, Fallen's going to fall to the hands of nothing. And coldzera on the site, 3 separate angles to cover with the Glock. And it's not going to be a good time for him. In factual fact, he's going for the knife. Are you mad? Because I'm not. Cloud9 have picked up their second pistol.
Extra money, of course. No other reason for that knife kill.
Yeah. Nice little boosted amount of money. And he knew the coldzera was out of bullets too, because he was clearly trying to reload.
That was
it's
definitely a very
understandable.
low-risk knife kill to get a big reward. And I think you really kind of nailed it there. I mean, the biggest thing that could have gone wrong was if Taco actually got both those kills in Z off the back of that pop flash. And he almost did, but didn't quite find the second kill. And that gave Cloud9 a bit more breathing room to follow through with the retake. Also had to give some props to Automatic. Had a couple of really nice kills off the top in the initial take to keep Cloud9 in it. And now it is all squared up, and we do see the Tech-9 force up from SK, but it's being absolutely shut down on all fronts. Shrouded nothing the biggest parts of it. And we'll take the lead now.
At this stage, it's damage control for the terrorists. Okay, Fallen. All right, fair enough, fair enough. He's still in this round. Don't
Please
I dare
Cloud9
doubt
close,
him.
so I'm not wrong. That would be really nice of you. I may eat my words in a moment here. Fallen keeps this up. He actually has a lot of time to play around with this too, and the
He
head armor
has.
to boot.
As far as 1v2 goes, this actually isn't too bad. He's already picked up 2 kills, and sure, they knew where he was originally, but now so much time has passed, and so much more time can go by, that he is free to potentially get 2 1v1s. So Cloud9 may want to stick together here and not allow him to come through with 2 separate 1v1s.
Oh,
He's going to get
God.
the drop onto Stewie and goes back into Team A. He's still at 45 seconds. Fallen could be crafting a masterpiece, but very similar to the coldzera clutch. I can't help but feel that Cloud9 have been their own worst enemies here. Take nothing away from Fallen, but this should never be the case. Skadoodle is up in heaven, and Fallen could get the drop on him soon. He's spotted him. He's going to come straight down again. He knows that Skadoodle's likely going to have the AWP, doesn't want to fire against him at range. Instead wants to make it into a more favorable position. Down comes Skadoodle. Fallen's going to chase him with a Tech-9, but Skadoodle will get the denial. And Fallen must be livid, but that was way too close for Cloud9.
Meanwhile, Cloud9 breathing a heavy sigh of relief. I am as well, because I almost ate all of my words, as that was a 1v4 that should have ended much earlier than it did, but Fallen showing you that there's several players on SK capable of being quite clutch, punishing mistakes, really making you work to close rounds, making you pay for every single mistake, and that almost turned out into an early victory for SK, but Cloud9 do hold on, and now they have a chance to extend lead even a bit further, be the first to reach double digits as long as they handle this bye effectively. I don't want to say anything now, because while this should be, again, should the key word be an easier time for C9, we've definitely seen SK pose a lot of problems in rounds like this. And Cole could be the first one to do so, as he's already snuck out a good bit with this Deagle.
Get the drop on nothing but nothing. Scampers away. Teasing coldzera, who gets blocks. Meanwhile, Fur on the approach to B site. Not only going to get the bomb planted, but the kill on top of it. And although Fallen does get tagged, it's not enough to finish him off partially through the wall. This is where the superior weaponry, though, should start to push its way onto the site, claiming kills as it goes. A carpet of firepower. Fallen with a Glock headshot of all weapons, but he is going to fall down courtesy of automatic. Molotov thrown out just to make sure no one pushes down ramp. Oh, automatic looks away at a time that could have been so costly for his team. But he doesn't get punished, and he's going to hold on to the site right here, right now. He's trying to bob up and down, but it's going to be SK Gaming who take the round. And again, Cloud9 make their fans facepalm in unison.
It's 2 rounds that they almost lost, and that one they actually do. It's 2 rounds where SK basically have nothing into it, and they take them to the brink both times. That's how they finish it off. They tie the game right back up. And Cloud9 are going to be left reeling now. It's triple scout. What the heck is this? What is going on in this game, dude?
I mean,
I don't even understand anymore.
Skadoodle went ham on Inferno with the scout. I mean, maybe that's the logic. Just 3 of them?
Three?
Triple the
Alright.
chance? I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, it's...
But there's 1 kill, not with a scout, with a UMP, but that's going to be traded out for an AK. Bomb planted on B. And this is especially where the scout's going to struggle. Trying to retake a site with scouts, so good luck with that one. Automatic's going to pick up 1 kill onto Taco. I mean, surely this can't happen, right? We've seen so many rounds like
Said
this
that
go
twice
away.
already, and I was horribly wrong in both cases. Well, I guess not. School did kill Fallen in that 1 round, but still, the fact that it got that close was pretty unreal. But yeah, this one we'll concede as C9 do have to take the save here. Holding on to that 8K armor is definitely big for Stewie. And this has just turned into a circus of a game these last few rounds, really. SK going to be the beneficiaries of it as they will take the lead back from C9. As again, the first map went to Cloud9, so SK looking to just to try to force a 3rd map. That's the goal right now.
Unreal Counter-Strike we've witnessed tonight. Sometimes not for the best reasons, I think it's safe to say, but Cloud9 do have an AK and a scout to work with. Maybe that is going to be the catalyst of something truly remarkable in this round. If not, SK could start to run away with this. Team main, where they're going to be stacking for the time being, or at least Taco is with the bomb carrier just behind him. Stewie's using his AK on E-box. Taco's going to miss with the AWP. Trades that across to Fallen. And out they will move. Smoke landing in Ivy. And Shroud is going to decide to see if he can't get something done with that USP at range. A quad stack on A for the time being, but now they are going to have a rotation from Stewie over on the B side. It's one of those kind of cases where you have to just go all in on something when you're this far behind on weaponry. Phelps is still going to be chilling in the Ivy side. Skadoodle's up on the train. 3 players around him. 50 seconds left, and SK have still got a bunch of options. Coldzera's going to be going down into Pop Dog alongside Fur. Meanwhile, Fallen has the bomb, and he's still just outside of B. Here comes Phelps from the side. Going to look to try and clothesline as many players as he can. He's been tagged from the scout of Skadoodle. Down goes nothing on the site. That's going to open up B, which is going to be planted momentarily, and the rest of the team are being put in their place. Shroud with the 1 kill. That's likely all they'll get out of this, though.
Domination from SK across the board. Phelps being the main actor in all of it with those 2 kills. Fallen with a duo of his own now as well. All Shroud has left to do is to try to save the AK, and he will not have even a glimmer of hope to do so. He's quickly pitched. So SK, they're pushing it now. They're up 11-9. The chances of that 3rd map are looking very likely unless Cloud9 can get something out of this bye round. They will not have an AWP, but they'll be able to have full rifles, an okay amount of utility. No kits, though. That certainly could pose problems.
Definitely. SK have been able to get their hands on a couple of bomb plants so far, including one they even lost. May not bode so well for Cloud9. Could this force them into more aggressive plays as a result? Well, Taco's gonna go down almost instantaneously. Nothing. The adversary, the assailant on this occasion, automatic. They're gonna line up for him. Goes for the spray, nearly latching onto Coldzera, who comes out at team main, who's good for 2 kills of his own. Does get put down to 19, and Cloud9, courtesy of Shroud, have the player advantage. Looking like they could actually steal this one away. Molotov. It's a connector though. Stewie is going to have to drop down into the molly. He's a bit too scared about his vulnerable position out on the boost. Shroud holding from Ivy. Bomb looks like it could be planted, and indeed it shall from Fallen. Now they're going to try and mop up SK as they pull back from the site. Not forthcoming though. Fallen's on the site with the AWP. He's gonna go for a quick peek, and he does spot Stewie, but in turn Stewie sprays him down with the M4. And now Coldzera, the only thing going for him is they don't know where he is. Now he is a phenomenal player, one of the best, if not the best in the world, but this is maybe a bridge too far, even for a crazy talent such as him. And there we have it. Cloud9 will pick it up, and it seems like the lack of kit doesn't even matter in the end.
Almost, though, it did. Cold survives a few more seconds. All of a sudden, that round may, in fact, be going over to SK. So, still, Cloud9, even when they're fighting rounds, they've been so strenuous. Like, they've never really had a calm victory in a round. They've always been, you know, stressed out to the max in these rounds. So, the mental fortitude has got to be a big factor for them. But they do pull one through. It's 11 to 10. SK, though, buy it with their own double op setup on the T side. We'll see what they want to do with it. Looks like they're going to send Cold with his into inner. Fallen, of course, just T connector, kind of a standard spot to have it. Cloud9, though, not going to give them any opportunities to take a pick here. But Automatic has this aggressive position at Ivy. It's going to pay off. Takes down Phelps, could even pick up his gun, but he wants to make sure it's safer. Doesn't know there's someone else there. Folks. Grabs the AK and backs off.
Well, I'm going to throw the molly towards the site. Force nothing out of position. Meanwhile, another molly's been thrown on the green train, and some damage inflicted to Fur, who jumps back into the molly. Is forced to expend his smoke so we could retreat away towards the team main side and join Fallen. So 1-for-1 trade. Fur is low. Another Molotov connects on the site, forcing nothing out of position once more. But they're not really capitalizing this. They're not moving behind it, SK. So they've already expended a lot of utility, and yet they're not really out onto the site. They only have a HE left.
That's very true. It's going to really come, and it's hard to push in, though, because you have two AWPs. Now, Fallen's phenomenal at playing close-range op duels, and that certainly helps a little bit, but still, trying to push in, you got to take your time. Ooh, just barely missed his nothing there. He had a great peek onto him, but doesn't quite pay off. Slowly working his way up, still gets the flick on nothing anyhow. Skadoodle quick trade at least, but in all of these frags, SK maintain the advantage as they come up into the last 20 seconds. Skadoodle, though, brings it right back in with this hop, and wow, what a back and forth affair. What's going to happen here in the 1v2, though?
Coldzera's playing the close angle, trying to get that no-scope. Oh, plant the first one to Stewie, who just didn't really seem to react to that whatsoever. And now Skadoodle comes back with a kill of his own. And Cloud9 just about hold on, but as you've already said, it came down to the wire again. And Skadoodle, who had very little impact in the first half, is starting to get those impact kills now, just when Cloud9 need it most.
Yeah, really big play out of him there to save the day. As that wasn't really a scary moment. Again, Fallen gets up close, he gets his pick onto nothing. Gives them a chance to get that bomb planted. Coldzera also had an opportunity there to even clutch it up again, but Skadoodle does hold them off. Just a back and forth affair does finally favor C9. They've won a couple of rounds in a row now. They've tied the game back up, but still SK have not run out of money. And all Fallen, I think he did spot a leg there. He's waiting for him to come back in the vision. Not going to come to fruition, however, so he's not going to get that chance, but there'll be plenty of more opportunities as there's still plenty of time on the clock here as SK spread the map.
11 apiece. Again, nothing to distinguish between these two teams. In terms of economy, it's almost identical too. Both teams in a very similar situation. So much rests on this. The fulcrum point of not just this map, but potentially the entire event. If Cloud9 win this, they will be the Subaru Invitational champions. SK now going to start to move together. They've got Phelps going through Ivy. He's going to try and run some interference, maybe a fake, while the rest of the team barrels their way through onto the site. Taco, an automatic. If this position doesn't get checked, he's going to go ham, and he indeed will with 2 kills with the spray down. The flashes are there as well to stop the push, and Cloud9 with a textbook brilliant defense on B. Nothing could have been done by SK. Now Phelps, who was originally the flanker, is now all that remains. The lone Brazilian up against Cloud9. And if Shroud doesn't take him, you assume that one of the other Cloud9 members will.
Yeah, Cloud9 will take the lead back finally. They've been fighting these past few rounds. Their backs have been up against the wall. It's come down to a lot of 1v1 situations or 2v1 situations. It's not been easy, but they've weathered it out. Now they will, here towards the end, at least pull around to head. Great inner defense, as you noted. Just both playing up close on the lower ramp, using that barrels position or spools, whatever you want to call it. Very powerful stuff. Playing off of each other very well. Pretty rare you see two players commit to playing that close on inner. Obviously, it makes it difficult to rotate outer without doing something like a brown house flank if you do that, but a calculated risk that pays off with a higher reward, because now SK are just on a very low buy. Now, saying that, they've definitely posed a lot of problems in rounds like these.
Yes, even with worse buys than this, they have came out triumphant over Cloud9. That being said, they were on the CT side as opposed to the T side, where they could play more of a passive, sort of come at us bro mentality. It doesn't really work as well on the T half. But they have weapons that want to get up close and personal with these Tech 9s, the AK and the P250, and the double op set up against them. I'm not writing SK off just yet. The downside for them, though, they have no smokes. It's going to have to be flashes into a push. Phelps with the lone AK, again, is going to be trying to look around the back as he's going to push out.
Oh,
No
God.
smokes, no flashes, and he could get the drop on Skadoodle here. He was just a couple pixels away, but this is butt-clenchingly frustrating for Phelps, and he must be hating his life. He's like, Skadoodle, come on, bro, I had you dead to rights, mate. Stay still, let me kill you. Instead, SK are out on the B side. They are at least going to get a bomb plant, but you're expecting it to be another clean-up job by Cloud9.
That was quite the dance that was being dished out there between Phelps and Skadoodle, and you got to think that if Phelps gets that kill, this could cause a lot of problems in the round, but he does come through. And while they concede the plant, they retake perfectly fine here. Will come through. Cloud9 will get to 13, and again, it really did come down to just another butt-clenching moment in the outer yard. There's been a lot of sneaking around going on in this game. People getting through T-Con, you know, unspotted up until right at the crucial moment. Brilliant. What a game.
We've been blessed tonight with a whole bunch of great maps. Not necessarily always for the right reasons. It has been entertaining stuff, and this map has delivered too. Cloud9, are there more twists and turns in this tale yet? Are SK going to bring us back into a nail-biting conclusion?
At this point, all bets are off. All logic is off the table at this point. A lot of these rounds have been super chaotic. Like you said, crazy twists and turns. It's like M. Night Shyamalan's out here writing the narrative of this game. But Cloud9 do have a couple of rounds banked up to hold on to a bit of a lead here. But here comes SK charging through into the outer yard.
Been here before, they've started to charge, but it hasn't really got too much speed just yet. The momentum is being cut off. The roadblock of Automatic and Nothing are chiming together and stopping players in their tracks. Automatic with another one, capitalizing on the flashbang, completely blinded out Fallen. And now it's all on Fur, but not for much longer. Cloud9 have navigated the way over one hurdle, two more potentially to go. And SK back into a horrible economy. They could go for a buy, but they have to come in with some UMPs you have to feel here if they did, just for extra utility.
Yeah, definitely, and they have to though, right? I mean, Cloud9 are going on the series point. You feel like you have to go for this, and it does mean limited utility and no AWP, but certainly they have plenty of capable riflers on this team, and this, again, great hold by Cloud9, playing up close, using their utility very well to hold SK off, and then hitting some key shots in the opening duels. And so now they finally have potentially the tournament victory just a couple of steps away. Equal exchange so far on the inner yard here, but Fur cracks open the outer bomb site with Phelps, and now all of a sudden Cloud9 are up against the ropes in this round.
Impressive player. Thought they might go for some UMPs. They went for full AKs. It has been working for them so far. Skadoodle, 1 on 4, 31 health. The card stacked against him, and he will be put down. Will be another buy forthcoming with Shroud on 11k and Skadoodle on 11k. And Stu on 6.4, they can drop and get together a solid buy. So, SK not out of the woods just yet.
Well, certainly not, and if anything, they're doing some rebuying here, so money could be very low when Cloud9 goes for the win if they can take this round. So that is something to keep in mind, but they do have a really good buy here. This is even better than last round. They have the op, they have all the utility. Taco wasting no time sprinting out and just running it all the way back towards Ivy. He has not even really been spotted either. So much chaos in the outer yard.
But in amongst all the chaos, you'll find Automatic in a sea of terrorists. He is the lone island that Cloud9 have got to hope and pray on. It won't be happening. Skadoodle, last second, sees a second player peeking him. I think that threw off his aim. And it would appear that we are going to have some more twists and turns yet, Dust, because Cloud9, if they lose this round, they're going to have no economy. You'd expect to see it come to 14 apiece, but Shroud is still alive in this one, and he quickly decides it's probably a player pushing behind me, goes for the preemptive spray. 2-on-2 now. They have a kit in Stewie's hands, and also an AWP. He's going in for more, going to try the spray down onto a couple of players that are peeking. Falling gets headshot out from Shroud. Is this clutch a reality? Is this possible? Coldzera just has to play the time, and this round will be his. And indeed it shall, but what an attempt from Shroud. NT. But it will go the way of SK.
The way this game has played out, you'd like to give Shroud the chance there, the way things were playing out. He definitely got in a couple of really good frags to make it close, but in the end, couldn't find Cold fast enough. The clock his enemy, and we're still going down this rather treacherous road of a game, as it is 13-14. Money low on C9. They have the one rifle Shroud save, but that's it. SK, great chance to tie things up. And again, map 3 could still very well happen the way things are going at this point. That's what SK is playing for, to try to see if they can move along. Nothing. You're not finding a Zeus kill against that bunch.
Firing squad will beat the Taser. He always goes for those kind of purchases, though. He actually got a Zeus kill earlier today. He's cheeky with that. Cloud9 back onto just the M4 of Shroud, who so bravely fought against a whole bunch of Brazilians in the last rounds.
Nothing can do there except for take a little bit of a laugh. If anything, saving Shroud's M4 again is got to be a priority. Now that inner yard's been taken, they'll hear the bomb going down shortly. Gotta hold on to that. Money's still very low. He has a kit as well. Shroud has so much he can save here. And he could probably even drop somebody a gun in the next round. So that's going to be the focus here. So it will be tied up. No question about that. It's about whether or not Shroud can carry over the gun. Not going to happen. Phelps here to clear it out. That hurts a bit. In fact, it hurts a lot.
Oh, but what would remedy the situation is if Automatic can sneak an AWP out of this.
What in the world?
No, he's going to get picked off from the backside. Cloud9 do have an AK in the hands of Skadoodle, and the P250 up close and personal will not best Phelps. They do hold on to an AK, but unfortunately for Cloud9, it's not multiple assault rifles, it's just the one. It was looking like for a second there, maybe they could have saved an AWP, which would have been a real body blow to SK.
Dude, if Automatic gets one more kill, they might have still had a chance to win the round, it seemed like. There wasn't much left there for SK inside the inner yard to stop Automatic from just barreling through if he finds another frag. That almost got really scary. Nonetheless, we are tied up at 14. And Cloud9 still able to piece together a pretty solid buy thanks to the way they've approached the last couple of rounds with their money.
Oh.
Spots that leg, doesn't quite hit it though.
Not far off though, was it?
Ooh,
And he has the in-game IQ to realize, I need to get the hell out of here because I have no backup at all. And he would have been dead had he just stayed in position there. Nothing would have definitely got him. So smart to get the hell out of that. This does mean that nothing has control over team main though, which in itself is pretty important for Cloud9 when they consider they only have one kit and very few nades left.
Fallen really gonna check this corner with the AWP. Oh my goodness, you could slice this with a knife at this point.
And this is such a key point as well. If either of these players go down, it gives a huge advantage to the opposite number. It seems like they both decide to peace out of there instead. So nothing ventured, nothing gained for either team. Still, with 40 seconds left, all 10 players remain. All 10 players on full health too. Gotta feel that SK should be in the driver's seat considering the lack of utility that Cloud9 have. They do still have 2 incendiaries, though it should be mentioned, but it's more like the lack of kits that could be the issue. 25 seconds now. This is getting into the realms where all Cloud9 need to do is just get a spray off and a couple players to fall, and the round could be theirs, and it could be nothing. That's Gadul that are going to go in. Do just that. The bomb is no longer heading towards the site. It has to relocate. You think twice about this one. Taco and Cold Zero both come through with kills, and now they can start to make the trek along to the site. Big kill from Taco on the site itself. And although Shroud has put down fallen, there's still another 2 players on the site side. Shroud with another headshot, leaving Cold Zero with just 2 health remaining. He's using the close angle to his advantage. The bomb not quite planted in the position you'd expect from this position itself. But both Shroud and Automatic are checking everywhere apart from where Cold Zero is. This is valuable time that's being whittled down. And Shroud doesn't have anyone to help him out here. But Cold Zero is whiffed, and it's going to cost him the round. That's such a vital moment as well. And Cloud9 will take the lead once more.
And in all the confusion, they make sure the guy with the kit gets on the bomb. At least that doesn't come back to haunt them. And so Cloud9, they do find series points. A lot of props to nothing. He was holding on to T-Con position for so long. He never overextended. He waited for the perfect timing to make a play, gets fur, eliminates that portion of the attack. And Shroud manages Ivy so well in all of that, staying alive, coming through later on, and closing out the round for his team. And so Cloud9, they might just do it. They're going to get one chance to end it 2-0. As
Tá sem tempo para estudar? Então você tem que conhecer a graduação à distância da Anhanguera. Você faz os seus horários e o curso se encaixa na sua vida. E uma vez por semana, você tem aula presencial com a sua turma. A qualidade é reconhecida pelo MEC e o diploma é igual ao presencial. As mensalidades cabem no seu bolso. Inscreva-se! Anhanguera, flexibilidade para sua vida e qualidade para sua carreira.
over at Subaru_USA. This was their first tournament in CSGO. It's great to see them involved. I'm sure they want to get involved more, so definitely give them your feedback. Let you know what you think. Let them know what you'd like to see next from them. But that about does it. Again, a huge hats off to C9, as they will be your champs. Definitely got to be something that builds up. Their confidence have been, shows them that they've made some progress. I know it's not the same as winning a big offline title, but it's still a pretty good victory. And I'll give you the last word, Bettis.
Mate, it's 3 in the morning, but I'm still amped. How sick that Counter-Strike was. We got really lucky with a bunch of those maps, but Cloud9, they deserved it. Nothing I just want to highlight nothing. A guy that's come under a lot of fire for his performance, for his stats. He was their standout player on both maps. He was the guy that, if you look at statistics-wise, combined, was the guy that really carried them. So, massive congrats to nothing. Massive congrats to Cloud9. What a sick couple of maps that we got to cast there.
That'll do it. Again, if you want to give us a follow as well, you can follow at Dust. Moret and at On Fire Metis. Again, stay tuned onto this channel in the future for potential events. I'm sure Subaru will be firing them off in the near future. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast.